And now, Frogger with sound. And bad playing. Is that it? So we have the Frogger project. Long time since this been worked on, probably about 3 months, because we came to the point where, yeah, I could have done more coding, but I wanted to add sound to it. So at that point I decided to develop some audio software that would do various functions that would mean I could add sound onto this relatively easily. And that's what we did. I'll put a link up above in the corner. It was the DACAudio driver software library that I've written. It's still ongoing, that'll still be being developed as I develop the needs of this game. But to support that driver software, you will need an audio amplifier and a speaker, obviously, else you're not going to hear an awful lot. Some sort of volume control, otherwise the rest of the people in your house are not going to be very happy. And a couple of resistors, a 10k and a 1k. My eyes aren't good enough to see which one I've just put on the board there, but I know between the two of them there is a 10k and there is a 1k, and obviously a few wires to connect it all. But then we'll have the hardware circuitry that can be driven to create software. I'll put the audio driver, DACAudio driver software onto the board, and we should have some software. And there it is, the full circuit. I'll put the actual circuit diagram on the website as well, so you can have a look at that. But we've got the same build we had before, and all we've added in the audio circuitry. So we've got the amplifier there, and that's feeding straight to the speaker. You notice this was a slightly bigger speaker than I showed earlier. The other one, yeah, it did work, but the volume it gave out wasn't great, so I've took this one off the DACAudio project board that I work on. So we've got the speaker, the audio amplifier, and we just move this sort of out of the way there. We've got the feed into the audio amplifier coming from this potentiometer, which is a volume control basically, so the other half or whatever isn't disturbed by the noises too much. And this basically feeds in through a potential divider out of pin GPIO 25 of this. Now annoyingly, when I built this, I didn't even looked at where the DACAudio outputs, the DAC outputs were on these ESP32s. I just used this for the controller straight up from this pin past 25 and including 25 up to I think 26, something like that. So I had to basically, because I was using one of these for GPIO 25, I had to put that in and put that into GPIO, I'm not sure, I think it's like 32 or something, but basically it was the next one up here, so I could free up the DAC out pin here to go into the audio circuitry. And then it was just a simple matter of putting the library onto the software, which I'll show you in a bit. It was dead easy. And yeah, away we go. So I'll just demo it, we'll switch it on. And you'll be able to hear the sounds. See if we can get one home. I haven't done the sound for getting home yet. I'll just show you the sound for dying on the road. And then the one for in the river, which is different. And we'll repeat them for you. And they may sound very realistic to the arcade game because they are the arcade game sounds. They're basically the sound samples in wave format that I pinch off the internet for the actual arcade cab and just put them onto the chip. Now that's not the way I intend to do it at the end of the day. WAV files are something that they're a luxury you can use if you're kind of desperate for this sort of project anyway. Back in the day this didn't have the luxury of a WAV file. They would use some circuitry, some 555 timers, things like that, and filters to give the sound effects that they wanted. We're going to do it digitally, and one of the reasons I've used a WAV file, not done it sort of synthesized, is because I did start doing it synthesized, but it was taking too long. It's already took me a long time to write the DACAudio software, I mean, in fairness, a lot of it's due to work commitments at the moment. That's really busy, so I haven't had as much time to spend coding as I want to. But before I could go on to making this next episode of Frog with Sound, I had to get the DACAudio library somewhere near to a state where we can actually use it, which it is now. But ideally, I wouldn't want to use WAV files in this because those sound bites you heard, like the jumping and the dying, were about between 4 and 11k each, and that's reducing them down and lowering the sample rate, etc., etc. And it's still acceptable. That's pretty decent sound, but it does sound very realistic because it is a sample directly from the game. But later on, I will actually be doing it as a synthesis, which instead of taking 4K, 11K, it'll take whatever, about 50 bytes or something like that with the DACAudio software. But I was just being bogged down in writing more and more for the DACAudio, and I want to go back to working on this project. So to get it up and running, to show some progress on it, I just quickly put the WAV files in, and it was very, very quick and easy to do. So with that said, I won't be releasing any software for this version yet because there's a couple of things I need to do before I actually finish off the complete web page with all the source code that I do usually. I want the other sounds in there for a start, and the background music, and it needs to mix. Now I have actually done the mixing of files. So what I mean by mixing is playing more than one sound together. And that actually has been done. I've actually updated the DACAudio software to do that. I've not released that version yet. But yeah, you can happily play the music in the background with these jumps and sounds and beeps and whatever going on in the foreground without any problem. But when I've got it all done, when I've done the background music, all the sounds that the game needs, then I'll release the software for this, and I'll release an updated version of the DACAudio software that does enhanced synthesis. The way the synthesis works at moments with the envelope commands, it wasn't quite finite. Oh, that's not quite the right word. Wasn't enough. It needed enhancing a little bit more to have a bit more control over the envelopes that was required to simulate some of the sounds that come out of a typical arcade game. So like and subscribe. If you've not already hit the notification bell, please do that to make sure it gets in your subs list. There are issues with YouTube at the moment with videos not appearing in people's sub lists if they don't actually click the notification bell. That's the little alarm bell you see just under the video, either on your phone or on your computer. It'll be there, and that means you get a notification, and it'll definitely appear in your subs list. So that's it for now. So until next time, bye for now.